I don't do holidays because they're all pagan. Uh, Pretty much this one is about, if I'm not mistaken, Sirius the Dog Star going dormant. And we don't need this one.
Listen, I had kind of a pressing.
We don't need that one. But Spin City, um, 88 Finis Temporis or LXXXVIII did Spin City Back to the Future 4 Sirius Dog Star the Sun 9/11. And Christopher Lloyd came on and he told you, remember Christopher Lloyd had the right eye wound. Doc Brown, right eye wound, Band-Aid. Um, Interesting. So, hang on, I'll find it for you. All right, so Doc Brown had the right eye wound. And of course, he's the doc from Metropolis 1927, where the image that speaks, it's a silent film from Germany. And that's what Doc Brown was based off of. They'll, Nobody's ever going to tell you that. I've never even seen that on any of their AI YouTube channels. And we know they have a ton of AI YouTube channels. They teach me much. So thank you, AI, for not giving us what we wanted. But he's going to refer to himself as Sirius, the dog star.
Keep them light.
And this is an AI YouTube site, by the way.
No, Michael, I'm serious. The chosen one. I'm serious. The chosen one. No, Michael, I'm serious.
So it's all about Sirius the Dog Star. And Back to the Future came out on July 3rd, 1985. And it says Sirius the Dog Star typically reappears in the morning sky around mid-August 2025. The dog days of summer, which are associated with Sirius, run from July 3rd to August 11th, which of course is 88, 8 times 11. And July 3rd is also when, let me find it. I guess I lost it. My edge. Hang on. So they re-released iPet Goat on February 5th, 2024, but its original release was July 3rd, 2012. And their release on their website. So let's go ahead and take a look at those. If we look at 2012, well, let's run it to the 12th. So the event would be taking place on a Sunday, the 10th. And let's first look at July 3rd, 2012. There it is, 88, 47, 88. 47 is his number, and 88 miles per hour would be 47, 86. He's 86th on Sunday, Bloody Sunday by YouTube. Now, on their website, it was 624. And you have 4795, and the day 79 is murder. So it's a direct hit. I was sorry I was pausing because I was looking at 1 month, 17 days for 11, Revelation 11:7. But upon rising, it is 13 years, 1 month, 19 days, 119 is coded, or when Donnie Darko came out at Sundance on 119 or January 19th, there's your 1 month, 19 days for 119. So this is a really big deal right here. And it's opposite February 12th, which is when Groundhog Day came out, February 12th. Just all about his rising. And they also had Heidi too, didn't they? They had Heidi 2 on the movie marquee. In Groundhog Day. And there was no Heidi 2. And we remember that the Heidi Bowl or the Heidi game. Yep. Sorry, I just needed to look at a cipher there. The Heidi Bowl was on 11/17/1968. And if you look at it, there it is, 207 fused with 720, or when The Dark Knight Rises came out on 720. That is a palindrome of 272. 207/20. 207 is 119 Donald plus 88 Trump comes to 207. So it's Donald Trump and the simple gematria added together. It's 207/22 on the rising day. Poof. When you look at the moons, the full moon is on the eve. The event takes place on a Sunday. Pisces rising August 12th. It'll be in Pisces until 10:33 a.m. while he would spiritually before sunrise or at sunrise. The body would be possessed by Satan. Because that's what it is. Heisman Trophy is he is man. Who is man? That's the way Heisman is spelled. He is man. Who is man? Satan is now man, like God was man. Through the ritual, Satan possesses the body of the twin that does not take the right eye wound, though it will be mimicked, like they showed you in the Prestige. Everything had to be mimicked. And you look at the movie Tenet, because he would rise backwards through that full moon on the 9th. And sure enough, Tenet, which was all about palindromes, the movie was spelled Tenet, because January 10th is the transfer portal date. But if you look at Tenet's premiere, it gives you the 8/12 date or the War of 1812 on the rising day of 8/12, 4 years, 11 months, 17 days, 11/17 is coded. What is inside 11/17? 11/7 for rising. So it's got the 86ing fused with the rising. It's got the date of 8/12 and the days. The hours are perfect. 43,488, 48, and 88 are both his names in various ciphers. If you look at Tenet USA release date to the 86ing day, it's 1802. It's 4 years, 11 months, 7 days, which is the opposite. Remember, Tenet backwards and forwards. So on the 86ing day, it gives you the 11/7, the beast rising, which is just the opposite. If you go to the rising day, from Tenet. It's 4 years, 11 months, 9 days. 119, of course, is Donald. This is really, really, really big stuff here. I gotta tell you. What else? Is this everything that I had? From 9/11, 2001 to the Rising Day, because that's what 9/11 was about, was rising. It's 23 years, 11 months, 1 day. Notice the 23, 1, 1, 1. You know how many days were left in the year at 9/11? It was day 254 of the year with 111 or 111 days left in the year, future tense. 2096 in the hours. 2096 is Eve in Strong's Concordance. How many days until we're living in the book of Revelation in real time? 39. If you look at it to the 86ing day, it's a perfect 37 progression. 37 is a prime number for the church. It's what goes into 111 all the way through 999, which of course includes 666. Interesting that that's the day we first do this video. If we start looking at July 4th, 37 progressions, it is, let me check my volume. It is when Trump turned, it's a progression on May 14th, 2022, when Trump turned 9/11 months old and Israel turned 888 months old. The October 8th or 88, 2014 blood moon total lunar, John DeLorean's birthday. The video release date of Lavender, which featured, if I'm not mistaken, the clown shooting the current POTUS. Parallax View release date on Trump's birthday. Take Me Out, Franz Ferdinand, which, had the targets. Franz Ferdinand got assassinated. FAKE, I guess I should say, STAGED, that kicked off World War I. Total solar eclipse in 98. Paint it black, but there it is. It's a direct connection with the Heidi Bowl. Oof. Oof. 11/17/1968. So let's go back and look at that. The 20,720 days is 560 progressions to the exact. Yikes. 560 progressions in 2 days on the rising day, 602 coded. Wow. It's a big deal. We're starting to really pick up steam here. When the paper airplane flew into my right eye, I documented that on this channel, or one of my channels for sure. It's Revelation 13:3 coded 133 2 days. If you include both dates, 1333, 1334 to the rising day. The bloody right eye wound from the gate that I videoed, put it on at least one of my channels. I can always find it for you. Just ask for it in the comments. It's 1202 days. Oh, I forgot to tell you the best part, what this is all about. So I started watching The Dark Knight last night and I wanted to check out the tag on the bus. And school buses are in The Dark Knight. They're in The Dark Knight Rises. Remember the school bus on the bridge? It's in Sicario. It's in Sicario 2. And it's in Donnie Darko. School buses. I think they're all pointing to the school bus that opens up the opening bank robbery scene of The Dark Knight. There's your 8/12, the day series, The Dog Star Rises. If you go back, and it's like a quasi 6 right there for 68, which is a reversal of 86 or representing rising. So, and when it came out, it said District 22 on the bus, and the 22nd prime number is 79, and 79 is murder, also known as Red Rum from that movie. So again, it's July 3rd to August 11th, and Sirius rises or first seen on August 12th. Dog Days of Summer ends with Dog Stars Return, August 12th. There it is right there. That's 2011, but it's always the same time every year. Sirius, the Dog Star rises 8/12/2025. On August 12th, 2025, you might be able to see Sirius, the Dog Star, rising before dawn. Sirius is the brightest star, blah, blah, blah. Sirius rises before dawn during this time of year, while sources mention late August and early September. It is possible and will be visible on August 12th as well. Using astronomy app online, the precise rise of your location, Medulla, Florida, August 12th, 2025. Here's an Earth sky. I'm not sure if it's given us our date. That we're looking for. But anyway, this is a really big deal. It's a really big deal.
Keep them light.
No, Michael, I'm serious.
And he's got the sunburst on his tie because he's the sun god.
Shocked as you are, believe me, this is a big
Responsibility.
responsibility.
And that's why Trump said, I am the chosen one. Somebody had to do it. And so it's a direct hit with the Heidi Bowl. If you include both dates, it's a direct hit of Trump on Spin City, 1/21/1998, or January 21st, 1/21 is Antichrist. Fahrenheit 119, Inception, Casino Royale, London release, The Birth of Porsche 718. On the rising day, it's a direct hit with December 14th, 2020, the total solar eclipse, also the first day of the therapy and the first day of Biden's electorals. That total solar eclipse was the midpoint of the two total solars that make the X across America, but it's also a direct hit of when Trump said, I am the chosen one, somebody had to do it, which is what Doc Brown is mimicking, that it's a big responsibility. So if we go to August 21st, 2019. I get it confused with August 21st, the total solar, the first one that made the X across America. Yeah, August 21st, 2019. $311 weeks. There's your 311 coded. 2183 is the amount of days. 59 progressions. If we look at 3/11/2020, which was opposite 9/11 on a circular calendar, it's 1980 days. 98th verse is Revelation 6:2. But if we look at One World Trade Towers rising on 11/3 or November 3rd to the rising day, 39:35. The hours are 9:4440. 440 is Antichrist in the Jewish Hebrew gematria. 444 is the prime number for the church, 37 times 12, because 37 is the 12th prime number. Again, divides evenly into 111 through 999. It's a big deal, all this stuff here. This is big. Obama's birth certificate. So it's a direct hit on Obama's birthday, which is 8/4/1961. So let's take a look at that 8/4/1961 to this rising day. There's your 38 for murder and death. It's 23384. 23384 divided by 37. 632 progressions. 68 or the reversal of 86 in the rising. Excuse me, in the months. My brain is all over the place right now. I'm really trying to think of different. If you look at the Dark Knight, release date of 7/18 to the Dark and Right Eye event, it's 6262. Wow. Remember, 602 or 62 is Revelation in Strong's Concordance. G for Greek, 602. Now, this takes place on a Sunday. His rising day would be Tuesday. Till Tuesday, did the song in Donnie Darko. Till Tuesday, Donnie Darko. Voices Carry was the song. Voices Carry, Wikipedia. I can't remember if they give us a date or not. It's March 28th, 1985. March 28th, 1985. March 28th, 1985. Let's run it to the 12th of August. Wow. 147 days is number 47. And if you notice on the 86ing date, it's 14745, both those numbers. 40 years, 4 months, 13 days. That 40 followed by the 4. 404 is the amount of verses of Revelation. My first address, it is heavily coded. Or I should say, that's a heavy code for the end times. If I run the Dark Knight Rises to the rising day, it's 5137. Remember, 37 is the prime number for the church. It's 5135 on the 86ing day. 135 was coded in The Dark Knight? On the tag because the 135th prime number is the 135th prime number is 761, which is the amount of verses combined of Revelation and Daniel. It's also my fusion of my birthday, July 6, 1961. Again, my first address was 404. My graduation gift was a 357, the amount of verses in Daniel. So it got stolen back in 2006, but oh well. Oof, man, this is a big deal here, man. I am not kidding you one bit. Groundhog Day, Heidi 2, the February 4th release is a perfect hit. So both Groundhog Day release dates are hits. February 4th, 1993. One because it's opposite, it's on 8/12, and the other because it's a 37 progression on the premiere date of 2/4. There's your 187. 11,877 days, 6 months, 8 days, 68 is coded for the reversal of 86. The tags on the Dark Knight of 135, they were back-to-back minutes in the Dark Knight and the Dark Knight Rises. Anyway, 11,877. It's 321 progressions. So if I were to go to and look up just 135, there it is right there. More clear. So in the Dark Knight Rises, no, in the Dark Knight, and there's your 802 and 824 date. We'll have to take a look at that too, aren't we? But there's your 135, the 135th prime number is 761. And right after that, they give you the bus. And Davis, I got space, bring them out. The guys standing by the school bus, they're emptying out the hospitals in the Dark Knight. And so you see how they did put the 130. Well, and so that's the one. There's a 761 on the bus, again with school bus. 4761 was on the school bus. Or what's taking place. Ooh, that's clear, a better, more clear shot. Yeah. So apparently I did that off of another video that I did. SC47. Again with the SC. Sirius constellation? Is that a thing? Sirius constellation? Sirius lies within the Canis Major or Dog constellation. Sure is. That's what it stands for. And that's why it says Sirius constellation 8/12. My goodness gracious. Hey, it's 8:12 p.m., y'all. In 45 seconds. Yikes. On July 4th, 2025. Wow. This is a big deal. Well, it's a very high watch date. That's all I can tell you. August 10th, a very, very, very high watch date. I know more people with that birthday. All different types of people too. Just all, that came into my life for all different types of reasons and meanings. Wow, this is a big deal. It's a big deal, people. This is a really big deal. All right, I want to pause here. I'll put this at the beginning of the Saturday Bible study, but we will close this out on the other three channels where we like to, as a hobby, try to figure out through their clues when we're going to begin living in the book of Revelation in real time. And we might as well bring up Real Time with Bill Maher, Wikipedia. Does it have an inception date? February 21st, 2003. February 21st, 2003. Eight two oh six, if you include both dates, to our 86ing day, it's 8207, which is 119 Donald plus 88 Trump. 11-7 for the rising. Revelation 11-7 is in the weeks. If you don't include both dates and you put it to the rising day, it is a palindrome. It's a double palindrome, isn't it? 11-7 is still in the weeks. It's 828 and the days drop to 0. But it's 22 years, 5 months, 22 days. 22, 5, 22. Palindrome, 100%. Wow. Woof. Was there anything else we wanted to look at? The CDC was founded. Godfather release date on the rising day. The Omen release date on the rising day. Remember, the Omen was Damian Thorne, which is the same initials as Donald Trump and the same amount of letters. Damian, same amount of letters as Donald. Thorne with the E at the end, same amount of letters as Trump. Batman Begins release date. Chariots of Fire release date. Total Lunar in 2022. Blood Moon. Osama bin Laden Day, May 2nd, 2/11. The Alice Tully Theater, 9/11, 1969's inception. Anne Hathaway, birthday progression. Trump Golden Statue at CPAC. Saturday Night Live release date, October 11th, 1975 at Studio 8H, which H is the eighth letter, so it's Studio 88. And Johnny Carson's final show, Johnny Carson, Jesus Christ, like Jimmy Carter. If you include both dates, it's a direct hit when Trump announced he had it on October 2nd, 2020, the Donnie Darko date. Track down episode featuring Trump getting shot at the end of it. Guy's name on the show was Dr. Walter Trump. It's direct hit with iPet Goat 2 being re-released on February 5th, if you include both dates. Franz Ferdinand's assassination, June 28th, 1914. The Ghost in the Machine release date on the Donnie Darko date of October 2nd, 1981. Why does it say Saturday Night Live release date? October 11th, 75. October 11th, 75. I got it on both. So let's take a look and see which one's correct. Let me hang on a second. You have to include both dates. Shot heard around the world, Revolutionary War date, if you include both dates. So that Jax Taylor from the Heliofont YouTube site that they dropped, they pulled it, but they did a close-up of him. And his birthday is 7/11, 1979. 79 is murder, and 7/11 represents Beast rising from the pit. Revelation 11:7. It's a direct hit with Back to the Future, 7/3/1985. If you include both dates to the right, to the rising day. It's a direct hit to The Dark Knight Rises, if you include both dates. Didn't we already look at that? And I just want to make sure that we included both dates. No, that was something else we were looking at. So it's 4772. 47 again is his number. I included both dates and it didn't hit. So was that a premiere date I was looking at? All right, hang on a second. I'll close out with this. I fixed it there. I had it off a day. Mamma Mia came out the same day as The Dark Knight, 7/18/2008. Mamma Mia, Here We Go Again came out the same day as The Dark Knight Rises, just 6 years later on 7/20. So we see what they did there. If you and Mamma Mia, remember, had the three men were former James Bond, Pierce Brosnan, or 007, coded. The villain and the girl with the dragon tattoo was one of the dads or potential dads who was the villain against Daniel Craig and the girl with the dragon tattoo. Daniel Craig always representing Mr. Big, who got shot, by the way, in the movie Layer Cake. Daniel Craig's character did right at the end of the movie. And since I brought it up, we might as well look at that. And the other man was the star or the spy from the series that mimics James Bond, The Golden Circle. Golden Circle spy series. Kingsman, Golden Circle, yeah. So that guy that stars in the Kingsman films. So this is a really big deal. So we need to look at Layer Cake. And we have our direct hit, don't we? No Time to Die came out on 88, October 8th. October, once the 8th month. October, Octagon, Octopus. December, Decade, Decameter, Tens. November was once 9th. September, like we told you, was once the 7th. So it was really about Revelation 11:7. Most countries write the date backwards. Beast rising from the pit. What rose up from that? One World Trade Tower. And there it is. It's 1,404 days. Revelation coded heavily on the rising day. So till Tuesday, voices carry. What till Tuesday mean is wait till Tuesday. That's when he rises. 3/28/1985. We already looked at that once. One more time before we finish with Layer Cake. Yeah, the 47/47. 404 again is coded. 40 years, 4 months. 404 is also the percent of a common year down here when you look at that. 40.27% of a common year. There's 14,747 days. Wow. Till Tuesday, folks. Mm, 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 mm. So if we look at the film Layer Cake, boy, I miss good. Let's look at Layer Cake, where Daniel Craig gets killed at the end of the movie. It's 2004, which is also the bullet date. It's 2004, 4/28, the bullet building's inception, which we know represents the bullet that hits the Antichrist. 7774 days, 21 years, 3 months, 13 days, 313, heavily coded. Frame 313 of the Zapruder film is the headshot wound. That's a direct hit. When he rises, if you include both dates, it's 7777. If not, it's 7776. 76 is Adam and Strong's Concordance. This is big. So Layer Cake came out October 1st, 2004. 119 representing Donald in the box office. This is always doctored, of course, by the AI to represent everything in their world. So Layer Cake was October 1st, 2004. There's your 761, which was the bus tag number. It's the amount of verses in Daniel and Revelation. 1088 weeks, but it's 7618. Days to the 8016 day from the film Layer Cake. If you run it to the rising day, it's 7620. So it's 62, which is Revelation in Strong's Concordance on the rising day. Fused with, of course, Adam. He is the Black Adam. That is the movie, The Black Adam. Film, Black Adam. Has nothing to do with race. It's about darkness. Or the underworld, October 3rd, October 21st. There's your 121. October 3rd and October 21st. There's your 144 for the church and your 44 or 404 for Revelation. It's 1,044 days to the rising day. The Mexico City release. The USA release is that perfect 1026. The card tag of the wrecked yellow Volkswagen in the James Bond, I think it was The Spy Who Loved Me, which is also release date of Donnie Darko, which is also when they went 88 miles per hour, 1026 is coded. We might as well look at Donnie Darko. And when they went 88 miles per hour, on October 26th. 145.35, 917, 47717, 2076 in the weeks. Well, 45 is his number. Oh, it's 39 years, 9 months. 399 is murder in the Jewish Hebrew gematria, where we get his name equaling 666 spelled out. All right, let's run it to Donnie Darko. 8691. On the 8016 day, it's 8689. So it's 68, which is his name and Antichrist in one of the four base ciphers. I believe it's reverse reduction. 89 is in Donald Trump and Donald J. Trump and the Jewish Hebrew gematria. It's 589 and 1189. 285 in the months on the rising day. 285 is the address of One World Trade Tower. So everything is heavily coded there in the Donnie Darko date. Extreme coding right there. Oof. At Sundance, it was released on the 19th of January. 8969. Did they just reverse the numbers on us? I do believe they did. Goodness gracious alive. 8969. 8969 to 8689. $89.69. I don't know. My brain's been boggled. We're going to close out on that one. Now we'll get on with the Bible study. Wow. Just absolutely wow. All right, love y'all. All right, let's continue. Well, let's have now Saturday Bible study. If you watched what all occurred before the Bible study, wow, welcome. Yikes. So we're in column 2 of my dad's Old King James, Daniel 3, 8 through 15. Excuse me, and Luke 18:39 through chapter 19, verse 6. All right, wherefore, at the time that the certain Chaldeans came near, they accused the Jews, which is Daniel, Hananiah, Mishael, and Abednego. They spake and said to the king, Nebuchadnezzar, O king, live forever. Of course, I don't think Daniel's included in this one. Yeah, I think this is the one that just is about Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, which I think is their Jewish names, if I'm not getting them confused. They spake and said to the king, O king, live forever. Thou, O king, hast made a decree that every man that shall hear the sound of the cornet, the flute, harp, sackbut, psaltery, dulcimer, and all kinds of music shall fall down and worship the golden image. And whosoever falleth not down, not worshiping, that person should be cast in the midst of the burning fiery furnace. There are certain Jews whom thou hast set over the affairs of the province of Babylon, Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. So Daniel was sitting at the gate. Did that mean Daniel was doing that? Or did he just somehow always out of the room whenever that occurred? I have no idea. Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, which was their Babylonian names. These men, O king, have not regarded thee. They serve not your gods, nor worship the golden image that you have set up. Then Nebuchadnezzar, in his rage and fury, commanded to bring in Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. You can hear the pagan holiday taking place outside. Very loud here. I don't do holidays, birthdays, any of that. It's all paganism. They never celebrated even birthdays in the New Testament. Only pagan birthdays were celebrated, or the pagans celebrated their birthdays, like Pharaoh, and also King Herod's birthday when John the Baptist lost his head on a charger. I drive a charger. Hope that's not a coincidence. Then Nebuchadnezzar in his rage, okay, they brought the men before the king, Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. Nebuchadnezzar said to these guys, these Jews, is it true, O Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, you do not serve my gods nor worship the golden image that I have set up? But now, if you are ready at the time that you hear the sound of the cornet, flute, harp, sackbut, psalty, and dulcimer, and all kinds of music, that you do fall down. Yeah, very loud, isn't it? That you do fall down and worship the image which I have made. Well, but if ye worship not, ye shall be cast that same hour into the midst of the burning fiery furnace. And who is that God that shall deliver you out of my hands? All right, let's move over to Luke. Luke 18:39 through chapter 19, verse 6. And they which went before rebuked him that he should hold his peace. But he cried so much the more, Thou son of David, have mercy on me. And Jesus stood and commanded him to be brought unto him. And when he was come near, he asked him, saying, What wilt thou that I should do unto thee? And he said, Lord, that I might receive my sight. Remember, these were all parallels of what he does for us today in the spirit, gives us eyes to see, ears to hear, mouth to speak the truth, hear the truth, see the truth. Leprosy, the curing of leprosy was a form of sin, so he cures us of our sin nature, so on and so forth. And Jesus said unto him, Receive thy sight, thy faith has saved thee. Remember, faith is Jesus or the Holy Spirit coming into you. So he is saying, me coming into you have saved thee. That's why the apostle said to Jesus, increase our faith, because faith is what the Lord does to you. It's not what man does with any satanic free will decisions. Free will is the satanic doctrine. And immediately he received his sight. Remember, it says faith comes by hearing, and hearing by the word of God. In Romans 10:17, we know the word of God is Jesus, John 1:1. And Jesus did say, My sheep hear my voice at John 10:27. And John the Baptist said, One will come after me that will baptize with the Holy Spirit and fire. It's Matthew 3:11. And we all know that it is one Lord, one faith, one baptism. It is of the Lord who baptizes you with the Holy Spirit at his appointed time of the sheep. So he says, Thy faith hath saved thee. That's why people, when Jesus was walking around, they just get up and follow him. The Spirit entered these people. The church killed Jesus. The false church killed Jesus. And Jesus hated the fake church. Thy faith hath saved thee. And immediately he received his sight and followed him, glorifying God. And all the people, when they saw it, gave praise unto God. And Jesus entered and passed through Jericho. And behold, there was a man named Zacharias, which was the chief among the publicans, and he was rich. And he sought to see Jesus, who he was, and he could not for the press, because he was of little stature. And he ran before and climbed into a sycamore tree to see him, for Jesus was about to walk by. And Jesus came to the place, he looked up and he saw him, and he said unto Zacharias, Make haste, come down, for today I must go to your house, abide in your house. So he got down from the tree and he received Jesus joyfully. I'm glad y'all are here. If you want the playlist from my other channels, or one of my other channels where I'll be running the playlist on this potential date of August 10th as a very high watch day on a Sunday. We know that college football, they had their Sunday Bloody Sunday on ESPN. ESPN Sunday Bloody Sunday. So there it is, Sunday Bloody Sunday. Well, so here it is, college football Sunday Bloody Sunday room tour. So he's got his Bloody Mary, and we know that the 4 FOR Mary license tag was on Speed and Back to the Future. There it is right there. Sunday Bloody Sunday week 7 goes down. And the song by U2, Sunday Bloody Sunday. So is that the day? It is a sun god named after day. Rising on Tuesday. What is Tuesday named after? Tuesday is named after TIW, the Anglo-Saxon god of war and law. Well, that would be kicking off the Red Horse or World War 3. What god is Tuesday named after? So Tuesday is named for the Norse god Tyr, Tyr, or his Anglo-Saxon equivalent Tiw. These deities were associated with war and justice. Remember, justice, you have been weighed in the balances and art found wanting. That's the from the book of Daniel, the balances. And that's where the writing on the wall took place, which was the song in James Bond, Spectre, the writing on the wall, sung by Sam Smith. So we'll get into that in the second video that I do on my playlist there. Glad y'all are here. I love you very much. Ask questions anytime. That's what I'm here for.